you spend a lot of time giving dawah in the United States to different people, and you talk to them about your religion, etc. So if Sharia was being implemented and we were in a Muslim state, so to say, if I were a non-Muslim, would I be able to give the same dawah for my religion?
Well, that's a good question, but we can look at it from a different perspective. The civil liberty and freedoms and freedom of speech and freedom of religion that was implemented here with the American Constitution, if you look at the reasons why, most of the American immigrants were escaping from religious persecution. So it was because no one can say this is Christianity, because there was Lutheran, there were Puritans, Protestants, Catholics, and so on and so forth. So that was for them not to be being able to say that this is the religion, because there were many religious factions even within Christianity itself. But Islam, the law does not come from one person. If you believe in it, it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells me that this is correct and this is wrong, I have to adhere to that. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells me that the law of the land, any humans, should be Islam, then I cannot say, well, let's try this and try that so we can look like we have civil liberty. It's about correctness from the absolute reference, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not about...
So would I be able to give dawah to my religion if I were in a Muslim state?
In a Muslim state, if it's a different religion, that's forbidden in Islamic law.
And what is the punishment for that?
Well, it varies, but it's not as punishment for saying things, because Islamic law gave ultimate freedom to other religions to practice their religions.
Right.
But to go out there and look at it from this perspective, to go out there and say, well, this is the right path, it's not this, you causing deviation for the absolute correctness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for someone to go out there and change that. But as far as your religious freedom, to say whatever you want, to believe whatever you want, to preach to whomever you want of your own religion, you have absolute freedom in Islam.
So from a societal level, if we're trying to understand what the civil liberties are of non-Muslims within a Muslim state, so to speak, and we establish that a non-Muslim cannot actually invite others to his or her religion, what if a person renounces religion altogether? And person says, we were talking to somebody on our set, and the person says, I have reservations about religion, but I'm a spiritual person. Such a person, if he or she comes out in the open and says that in a Muslim state, what will be the reaction according to Sharia?
He's talking about himself, his own personal belief and his own perception of things. He's absolutely free to do that. Again, the point is, it's not forcing one man's opinion against the other. It is letting one man corrupt the correctness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to understand Islam is not a group of people coming up to a conclusion. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the ultimate belief, you believe or not. If you believe that this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, man-made religion, man-made rituals, man-made concepts would do nothing but ruin it and give you deviation out.
So if a person were to come out and say that, let's say I'm an atheist, if a person were to say that in a Muslim state, what would happen to him?
Well, if he's an atheist,
under Sharia,
and he says, I'm an atheist, lakum dinakum waliya din. But if he's a Muslim and he comes out and say, well, I denounce Islam and I'm an atheist now, then scholars, wise people try to talk to him into coming back to Islam and so on and so forth. But if he's originally an atheist, originally Christian or a Jew, and proclaim that, and he's declaring his own opinion, he's absolutely correct and he's absolutely right.
So if